hopefully you can hear me. I forgot to bring my mic, but today we're going over something that you really need to pay attention to, because so many people have no idea what a credit sweep is, and because they don't understand it, they think that it's some overnight miracle. And if you go into this thinking that it's some overnight miracle, then you're not going to remove any negative items, because you're going to buy into everything that all these people right here on YouTube are selling you. You see, people get pissed off at me because I speak the truth, right? I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. I mean, you don't gain 15 years of success, 10 of which have been right here on YouTube, by telling people what they want to hear. What am I talking about? Well, here is a credit sweep misconception that you need to understand right now. This is not 4 to 5 business days. No, my friend, no. If this is not done the right way, first of all, you're not going to remove any negative items. If they're sending out templates, it's not going to remove your negative items, okay? What you are referring to when you say the super fast credit sweep that's going to remove all my negative items in a couple of business days, you're referring to the illegal identity theft method, which I haven't done since 2016. That was the last identity theft credit sweep that I did, and that person had hundreds and hundreds of pages of documentation to prove that they were an actual victim of identity theft. And of course, when I come out here to record, there's someone doing construction over there on their freaking motorcycle. Okay, so anywho, I digress. This is not the illegal identity theft method. This is the only quick, legal, permanent method for removing your negative items by utilizing the information on your credit report. We're not saying, oh, I want you to, send me copies of the things that I have signed, or it's unverified. I don't care if it's unverified. Every single thing that's on your credit report, positive and negative, is unverified. The credit bureaus are required to have documentation to substantiate these reportings prior to it going on your credit report to begin with. And you and I both know that they don't have anything. It's nothing other than an electronic communication between their computer and, the data furnisher computer. And that is what an investigation is. So what documentation are you even requesting? And if you applied for something online, you don't have something physical that you signed. Your signature is not on there. Your name is your signature, which obviously is legal, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But you're requesting things that don't exist. And then you're like, oh, well, why didn't my charge off come off? Why didn't my collection come off? Because you have no idea what you're talking about. And you have no idea what you're talking about because these people here on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, they feed you all this BS about, oh, all you gotta do is XYZ and your negative items are gonna come off. No. The only way to get this done quickly is, again, I'm reiterating, find the information on the credit report that doesn't belong. And the way that you do that, while I'm making it sound super simple and it's really not, is to understand exactly how something should and should not report. And I have 1,800 videos going back 10 years. Literally, my first video was posted either June or July 2015. This is all I do, okay? I don't have a side job. This isn't my side hustle, all right? This is all I do. I teach people how to do this, right? I teach businesses how to do this for consumers, and I do this for my clients. Speaking of which, if you do want a legal credit sweep that is a real credit sweep that will really remove your negative items, then go over to my740.com. I'll see if I can help. It is that simple. But what is not simple is these convoluted processes that you guys are attempting to use to remove your accounts. A credit sweep is not online disputes. Online disputes. Okay, I do have videos about this, but let's just touch on that for 1 second. Every single time that you dispute online, you're giving up your rights under Section 623 and Section 611. You're basically saying that when it comes back and it's not in your favor, because it's not going to be, that you're totally okay with the credit bureaus violating you. And you have so few rights as it is with this. Why are you just going to hand them over to the credit bureaus? Anything that looks like it is a convenience to you is really a convenience to them. That's why they make it so simple. Oh, well, you don't like that collection on there? Not a problem. Click this button right here and you can dispute it. Speaking of which, smash that like, all right? Now, you need to just think for a second. If it were as simple as legally and permanently removing your negative items in just a couple of business days, right? Like, I don't know, a week or whatever, right? Let's just put a couple days on it. Then why did these things go on your credit report to begin with? It wouldn't even matter, right? And furthermore, let's just put that to the side for a second. Why doesn't every single credit repair company, number one, utilize this method, and number two, have a relationship with a dealership or a loan officer or a mortgager or whatever, because it would be that simple that, hey, you have bad credit, not a problem. We have this really awesome program, and Joe, hey Joe, come here real quick. You're gonna help Jane over here? Yeah, all right, not a problem. You got 500. Joe's gonna help you over here. You're just gonna go over into his office. We're gonna get the paperwork started, because in about, I don't know, a couple of days, by the time that it takes to do the paperwork, the inspection, get your, insurance and all of that, your negative items are gonna be off. And so it's okay that you have a 500, because by that time, you're gonna have about a 700. And we could probably add a line on there to, in the meantime anyways. How about that? What's your credit card number again? That's what it would be like, all right? And I wouldn't have, again, 1,800 videos breaking down this process. I would just show you one process and explain it one time, and just keep on throwing that same process out there and explain it over and over and over and over again. You'd see my face on every billboard, because I'd have relationships with all these companies out here. Why? Because these people work off commission, okay? They want that sale. They want you to get your loan, because that's how they feed their family and put food on the table. So if it were that simple, then that is what they would be doing, and they don't. Why? Because it doesn't exist. It's not that simple, all right? And we're not even talking about the fact that claiming false identity theft is totally illegal, all right? Number one, false police report. Well, you can do 6 months in jail for fraud for that one. Number two, false affidavit. That's 1 year for perjury. So you just committed two really serious crimes here. And you may think, oh no, Kristen, that's a paper crime. That doesn't exist. Let's not even get started with paper crimes, okay? Oh, that's a different video. That's a different video. We're not even gonna go there today, okay? Everybody wants these overnight, instant miracle type things. And that's why back in, we will touch on this for a second. Back in 2011 through 2013, I worked with whatever individuals, so as a company, where they were creating CPNs. And again, we will go in depth a different day, okay? CPNs, credit profile numbers, right? Because people have really shitty credit and they want a fast way to do this. Now, a credit profile number is not your social security number, and you don't use your social when you're using a CPN. Now, there is a very specific way to make these, and it is the government that actually has to issue these, because they need to be able to track it. They wouldn't give you some quick, virtually instant way to build credit that is totally unassociated with your actual, social security number and all that kind of stuff. So that's also not a paper, crime, okay? That is a federal crime to make false statements on applications. And how do you create CPNs? You actually have to apply 3 different major places, right? Like a Bank of America secured card, some stupid online, auto loan place, and like one other place, right? That's how you attach Jane's information to this 9-digit sequential number, all right? So now Jane's information is attached to this number that is not her social, but when she goes and applies for something and it says, hey Jane, what is your social security number? Jane is now going to commit commit a crime, not a fine, but a crime, by entering that CPN in that place of the social security number, all right? They didn't ask for a CPN, they asked for the social security number. Now, that is a federal crime. That is a real crime that the feds do get you on, okay? Because I got in trouble just for making those CPNs, okay? I was exonerated of everything. I only got in trouble for the actual creation of the CPNs by putting that social security number. So again, this is over 10 years ago, but these things are real. So when you're going and you're making these false statements and you're going and, filling out things that 100% is not true, like saying you're a victim of identity theft, you will or can get in trouble. I was just unlucky, and then I got lucky. But see, this is another reason why so many people appreciate me, because I've been there, I've done it, all right? I know everything that there is to know about all this stuff. So if there were these instant processes where you could, gain 100 points or have a totally new, fresh, social security number or a way to build credit, trust and believe, because I've already done this, I would sell it to you. I would explain it to you. I would make how-tos and all that kind of stuff, okay? So, no, I didn't do any jail time. Yeah, I had a big-ass fucking fine, but, I mean, besides that, no, I didn't get in trouble, all right? So, I was one of the lucky ones, and I was still able to actually do what I do, which is, fixing people's credit. So obviously I'm able to do what I do. Okay. So people appreciate me because of my experience, right? When you go and you hire someone, you are also paying for their experience. Again, we'll get into all those specifics a different day, but my entire point is if there was a faster way, I would sell it to you. If there were a faster way, I would give it to you. If there were a faster way, I would explain it to you. And there's not. So I could name probably 15 people off the top of my head, and I'm not going to, that want you to believe that there is some guaranteed, totally, virtually overnight process of removing negative items permanently from your credit report. And they spit a good game, right? Because I'm not a salesperson. I worked in sales my entire life. Sold cars, sold Kirby vacuums, I sold everything. But I didn't take any of those skills to this, right? Like if you wanted to sign up with me, you can't just sign up with me. You can't just go to my website. You actually have to get on a call with me. I have to determine if I can help you, if I can't, blah, 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 if I can, and yada, yada. And, then you can actually get into my credit suite program, right? Because I only work with a specific number of clients at one time because there's only one of me and I do everything manually, right? But it's getting really humid out here. Just had to catch my breath for a second. Anyways, it started to rain, so we're gonna have to cut this short in about 2 minutes. But anyways, I only take you on if I can help you. And if there were a fast way, if there were a guaranteed way, I wouldn't even, we wouldn't get on a call. You would just go to my website and sign up. And that's not what I do. I am not in sales. I am here to permanently remove the accounts from your credit report. So long-winded and long story short, 609 letters don't work. 609 has nothing to do with your contracts and signatures and everything to do with your right as a consumer to get a copy of your credit report, all right? 1681, that was created like 1,000,000 years ago, and the credit bureaus don't care about it. Online disputes, we already touched on online disputes. Identity theft, we already touched on identity theft. CPNs, we already touched on CPNs. Trade lines they virtually don't even work anymore. So stop wasting your money and start investing, not even monetarily, just time, into learning how to do this the right way, legally, so you can do this and just move on with your life. So you don't have to watch some chick talk about how you're, buying into all of the wrong things, okay? So, this is really kind of simple. I'm not telling you to go through all 1,800 of my videos. What I am saying is that if you wanted to, you could. It's almost 200 hours that would take you step by step through learning how to do this. But it's really simple. If you can learn and understand how an account should and should not report, then that means that you can go and look at any account anywhere on any credit report and determine, number one, what's wrong with it. Number two, how to dispute it. Number three, in which order to dispute it. And, you'd be able to basically do what I do. Now, of course, I do have a resource and you can find it down in the description. It's called the Dispute Funnel. But all I'm saying, and I've been trying to say this multiple ways now, is that, and again, I'm not going to name anybody. I really wish that I could, but I'm not going to. There's no 30-day process. There's no 7-day process. There's no 4-day process. There's no guaranteed process, because that goes back to what I said earlier, where if it were guaranteed, then you'd be able to just go to whomever you want to get credit with, and they would start all the paperwork at the same time. And that's never going to happen. Number one, because results are too inconsistent per each consumer, and so they wouldn't be able to determine that within X period of time that you're going to have either this score or these negative items off, right? But if they could, that entire process would be utilized. People who make commission would be freaking rich, and furthermore, there wouldn't even be consumers with bad credit. All 68 million consumers who actually need this miracle, right? Now, I'm not saying that it's like finding the cure to cancer, but this is the cancer of the economy and basically society where, bad credit, right? So I'm going to stop rambling. What brought this on, just so you know, is a couple of phone calls that I've had over the past couple of days, and a couple of the comments on some of my videos, and even a text today that was just the topping of this entire thing that made me just like open the phone, hit live, and here we are. All right. Like this one guy yesterday was like, I want to see if you can remove my negative items, but I just recently submitted a dispute letter. And I'm like, I don't care about that, because it's, if you want to get started, I already told you I can help you. If you want to do it, let's do it. I don't care about the dispute that you already have out, because it's not going to work. You already told me the way that you did it and what you put in that letter, and I'm telling you right now, so that you don't waste time, that it's not going to work, because what he was doing was trying to go, via pre-arbitration. The bureaus, they don't believe it when you say, do this or else XYZ, because millions of consumers do that every single month. You are not, one of one. You are one of 68 million people that have negative items on their credit report that need to increase their credit scores. You are one of the 68 million out of this 270 million scorable consumers that need to do this. So when the 1.5 million consumers are disputing with the credit bureaus per each every single month, saying the same thing, the credit bureaus just don't believe it, because none of those consumers follow through. That's that same motorcycle guy that was tapping that thing against his bike a couple minutes ago. Anyways, if you want to remove these things from your credit report, do not threaten unless you actually believe that you are going to go through with it and you have intentions of doing so, because that is also illegal if you say that you have intention to do so and you do not follow through on it, okay? Go and check out the dispute funnel. It's down in the description. You can also go through a lot of my most recent videos that will go into very specific things on removing specific negative items like charge-offs and late payments and all that kind of stuff. But I promise you, if you take the time to invest into learning how to do this, you'll get the score you need. Let's just wait. You'll get the score you need, you'll get the credit you need, and you won't be watching my videos anymore, all right? So I gotta get back to work. So I will see you later. Make sure to smash that like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and if you want me to personally do a credit sweep for you, we already talked about this. The link is down in the description. It's always down in the description. Just go to my740.com. I will see if I can personally do the credit sweep for you. And no, you are never gonna hear me tell you that it's a 30-day process, it's a 5-day process, it's a 7-day process, it's a 90-day process. No. I give you my maximum time frame, and anything less than that is, hey, it's a party, all right? But appreciate the person who is not trying to sell you, instead of thinking that they're just bullshitting you and, that there was some other process that were better than that, all right? So I will see you later. Hope you have a wonderful day. And if you have questions about any of this, while I don't put comments live on here, because then my brain's going to be all over the place, you can go post it on any of my other videos. So peace.